hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, Entertainment? So time comes out with another video. We talking Housewives of Potomac recap, you guys. You already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hype up the video. So we start off with this recording. Monique and Big Lex decided that, I made a community post, and I wanted to see what you guys would have said about it, because as y'all all saw Sunday night, the two people that had the biggest reveals was Big Lex and then also Monique of Housewives, which both of them had recordings on their phones. So I put up a poll to question who had the biggest reveal, right? Which Monique ended up playing an audio, not a picture, not showing a video, but playing an audio. Apparently, from what I've seen on Twitter, the audio was of her son. So this is what some of y'all said. Y'all said most of it was about Lex, but y'all said that most people agreed that Lex's reveal was bigger. And I agree. This reveal with Monique, to me, was pointless. We couldn't even hear it. Apparently, Chris sent a cease and desist to Monique, so I'm guessing that's why she couldn't use that audio, because it was of her child. And they played it out, which, bravo, that long beat was very unnecessary. It bothered my ears listening to it. We didn't have to do all that. Like, come on now, really? That really irritated me. Y'all played it, we couldn't hear. You know what I hate when somebody knows information that I don't, and I'm in the midst of it or around it. That really is a bother to me. So to be and hear that for that long minute was annoying. The situation with Stacy and Chris to me is odd. I don't get it. It's strange as hell. If Stacy's lying about it, why? Because they're divorced. You don't know Monique. So if you wanted to date Chris, you can. You don't know Monique. So you don't owe her that loyalty to not hop on his D if you wanted to, because that's what he's claiming. That's what, not him, but that's what the people are claiming. But if Stacy were to lie straight up like that, I could never trust her, because the way that she just lied with a straight face is crazy. People like that will commit a murder and smile in your face and be like, I don't know who did it. Oh my God. I don't know. Stacy, I love Stacy. I feel like she's hilarious. She's funny, but she scares me, because if you really are a liar like that, that's insane. Because it's one thing to lie because you have something to hide for a valid reason. But if you are lying just to lie, it's you a scary person. You'll do anything. You get what I'm saying? She's like, why would I do that to your family? Why would I do that to your family, Monique? Come on. Okay. And she's standing there. She did have that same face that she had on that last reunion. So I could see why people feel like she's lying about the situation, because if everybody's saying it, and if her own child is saying that, why would her child just go and make that up? And I would hope Monique wouldn't put up her child up to this, because involving kids in this crap is just sick. You get what I'm saying? And also, Kay, shut up. What do you have to say about it? One thing I hate is this season, a lot of the cast interject themselves in storylines that have nothing to do with them. Kay, you have nothing to do with it. Shut up. You're not Frizzle Monique, so shut up. That is so irritating to me. It's just oh my God. You want to say something so bad. That really got on my nerves. Then they get to talking about that trip. I'm so sick of talking about that trip. I feel like we've been talking about that trip for 3 months. Stop talking about that trip, okay? The stupid Denver trip. Now, Gizelle, this is why you didn't get a package. The funniest part of the reunion, Gizelle did not get a package. I find that to be hilarious. And Gizelle, you need to be very worried. You're so worried about Angel and Angel doing this and that. You didn't get a package. That's not good. For you to not gotten a package, that's basically the producers saying you did not bring anything to the season. So therefore, we did not put a compilation of what you brought to the season because we had no footage. Because the footage that we do have of what you brought to the season has everything to do with what everybody else has going on and not what you and your life have going on. I said, damn, you know what I'm saying? To me, that's what that equates. That's why when you asked, Andy didn't say anything at all. Them keep harboring about this trip is so annoying to me. That damn angel has taught and apologized ad nauseum. That's how you say it, right? Nauseum. Yeah, she had apologized ad nauseum about the trip. What more do y'all want the lady to do? Y'all done ruin her business reputation. Well, she did it herself because it was her fault. Don't get me wrong, but her business reputation is ruined. She got bad comments about her business, all types of shit. Like, come on now. Like, what more? How much more can she pay? At this point, it's like they want her to pay out of pocket for the trip. Like they want her to take money out of her pocket and give it to them for this damn trip. Like, I don't get what the fuck y'all want her to do. Okay. Now, Kay also spoke up and tried to defend her homegirl, basically saying, "Oh, I felt bad because of the way that she said she was like, oh, I felt bad the way that Angel was being treated or whatever. There were other mishaps on other trips and stuff. I get that, but that water thing, that is like extreme. Not having water in an unforeign place is like one of the worst things ever because you literally cannot do anything. You can't wash up, you can't drink, you can't like do a lot of things. So it's like, come on now, like that's pretty bad. But Kay, I will say, as much as it gets on my nerves on the show, I do like the fact that when she's not disrespecting Angel, she has her back. Okay, she's a loyal friend for the most part. So they end off the Denver of it all. They tell Jazzy to scurry off. I could tell Jazzy's not coming back next season. Like Andy's not a fan of Jazzy. She told her kind of like to scurry along like she was a trollop, but like she was a doggy. She's like, "Oh, hurry up, boy. Go ahead." Basically, okay. I like Jazzy. I feel like Shamisha would have brought a lot more to the show than Angel would have, and I feel like had they swapped out their flutes, it would have made it a lot more interesting for sure. The only thing that bothers me with Jazzy is the fact that I don't feel as if just for watching the show, she's as close to some of the women as some of the other casts are. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I don't see her just calling up some of the cast members on occasion without recording them. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to talk or catch up. That's the only thing I feel like would defeat her from being there. So I don't see her coming back next season. Now they bring Karen. They roll out the whole red carpet for Karen. They do the Salt Lake City sound effect. Okay, they do the whole sound effect for Karen as if the mayor is coming to town. Okay, there's certain housewives that Andy, you could tell, has his favorites. He has the Karens, Teresa's, the Marys. Like it's just some of the ones that you could tell those are like his number ones. He probably personally requested that Karen be there at that reunion. Now, Karen, I like Karen, but please not too much. I'm gonna tell you why. You just got out the clinker. You don't have all this onus to talk and judge. How dare you? That's how I feel. If you have just left incarceration, for you to have all these opinions and judgment on people, and you literally just got out less than like 5, 6, 7 months ago, shut up. And also, are you hard? Let me stop. For y'all that know, y'all know what I'm talking about. The real entertainers know what I'm talking about. But when she was looking for Stacy, that threw me off a little bit. I'm like, she's sitting right next to you. There are a lot of people in the comments that had a lot of things to say in regards to her doing that. I did find that to be very odd. I was like, mm. So Andy asked the question, which I'm like, oh my God. I know the producers told Andy to ask this. I just don't see Andy. I feel like I don't think he's scared of Karen or he's not bold enough to say it, but I just feel like he likes Karen so much that I may have not wanted to ask her herself. But the question was basically like how you coming back or whatever. A lot of people felt a way that you didn't own the fact that you were alcoholic. I said, thank you. Yeah, so I recapped that special on a video and I talked about it. And I feel as if she should have said a part of to me owning the fact that you're either an addict or have an issue is to admit that you have an issue. And that interview that she did with Andy, she was kind of pussyfooting around the situation and was not willing to admit, like, I have an alcohol issue. I was an alcoholic, or I am a former alcoholic. I'm recovering. I'm in recovery. You feel me? I'm sober. Like it's you know what I'm saying? Like those words never really came out of her mouth to me during that whole special that she did with Andy. So that's the part to me that kind of makes me think like, should Karen really come back? Because if she's not really even willing to say that after being in jail for all that time, her being on the show is like a little bit pointless because she may walk down that path again. Okay. And that's why when she came out judging Stacy the way that she was, it's kind of like, girl, bye. Like, you really can't know. Stacy better than me. And Wendy is better than me. Because although Karen was right though, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But I say all this to say is she to me has put in the work and she has you could tell gotten a lot better with just owning the fact that she has somewhat of an issue. I just felt like a lot of people were mad because she acknowledged the fact that she had addiction in regards to pills and medication, but never did the alcohol part. And that's literally what ended her up in the crash was the fact that she was extremely drunk. So I'm glad though that she is now, of course, a lot better. And I do still want to see her back. It just had me questioning it. But I do feel like Karen does bring a sense of comedy and a sense of structure to the franchise that Gizelle cannot do. Gizelle, that's why you ain't get no package. I'm sorry. I found that to be so funny. Was I the only one that was laughing at that? I said, oh my God. I don't think I've ever seen that in Housewives history. A housewife not getting a package. Like, y'all ain't not, I'm talking about not one clip in regards to directly their life. Now they get into this whole Wendy versus Karen situation and the mother. Wendy to me has no right to not right, but she has no valid reason to be mad at Karen about the mother thing because she did not say your mother is a witch. She said people called your mother a witch. She never said it herself. She was referencing people calling her a witch. So to me, you can't really use that as an argument, Wendy. That's Wendy like pulling at strings and trying to conjure up situations. I hate when Wendy does stuff like that because no, just because you mince words and you say it in an educated, eloquent way doesn't mean it's true. Like, no, she referenced them calling your mom a witch. Mia called your mom a witch. She never called your mama a witch. She said, that's so crazy. I defended people calling your mama a witch. She ever say, your mama a witch. Like, that's a sensitive topic for Wendy. Like, anytime the mama gets brought up in regards to the witching stuff, like, it makes her very angry, which I would get, which makes sense because it's her mama. But no, that is unvalid. Now, what I do feel like she has the right to be upset about is the whole goodbye message thing. Karen sat up there like she was on Big Brother. She gave a goodbye message. You know, Big Brother, when you get evicted and they'd be like, here's some goodbye messages from the other house guests. Her goodbye message did not include Wendy, so Wendy did feel a way about that. I feel like she has a right to feel a way about that because at one point her and Wendy were close, regardless of the fact that they were like not at the best of terms when Karen was going away. She did that to really make Wendy feel away. Now, what Karen said to me, that to me is what would have, if I was Wendy, I would have cursed Karen out. I'm sorry. Respect your elders would have went out the fucking window. Because what the fuck? She said, what I like the most is when your mom told you to shut the fuck up. I said, ooh. That would have made me livid. I'm not gonna lie to you because it's like for you to say that and you sit there and you just got out the clinker and you're judging me over a scene, which I told y'all that scene, I felt so bad for Wendy because that mama and that sister were attacking her and literally were making her feel like crap for things that to me wasn't really her fault. And also in a situation where she's really being pressured in, because if we really want to talk about it, I feel like a lot of the financial issues that Wendy has now is due to a lot of the mother. I think the mother is getting financed too much. She's getting allowances, this allowance, that allowance, this allowance. That's a lot to keep up with on top of bills and everything else. So Wendy ended up getting caught up. This is why that Glorilla shit, I felt a way about that. Y'all remember when Glorilla's sister, well, she's still doing her press tours and whatever. But when Glorilla's sister came out and did that whole thing, that's why that really bothered me because it's like, if Glorilla wasn't careful, she could have ended up in a situation just like Wendy, funding all these grown ass people just because she followed her dreams and believed in herself. And it ends up broke or going to jail for fraud. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Like you could really end up in a situation like that trying to look out for everybody and their mama. So we get to Wendy's everything she's experiencing financially and stuff. Which, by the way, another one of Andy's favorites is Wendy, because the way that he was looking at Angel like you fucking bitch, talking badly about Wendy, you could just tell Andy has his favorites. So Angel's choice of words have always cracked me up because she sounds like a younger version of Maya Angelou. She said, the way that Wendy would talk about me throughout the season, she treated me like a whipping boy of some sorts. What's a whipping boy? Like what? That's such an olden term. That girl said a whipping boy. That sounds like something from the slave days. A whipping boy. You're getting whipped. Whoosh. You know what I'm saying? She said she treated me like a whipping boy of some sorts. And basically, I kind of treated me like a red herring because she wanted to hide certain things that were going on in her life. Now, would I agree 100%? No. Do I agree partially? Yes. And the reason why is because Wendy would try to push this narrative as if Angel's trying to paint this perfect life when it's really not perfect. And Wendy is actually living in that. Her life was not as perfect as she tried to make it seem because allegedly they were doing things on the side to be able to get by. So, in that sense, she's right. So, hey, you could get mad at her all you want, but you gotta feel how Angel feels at the moment because it's like y'all literally tortured this lady for a whole season straight, and now all these things are coming out about y'all not you not living the honest life. So it's kind of like not a ha ha, but it's like damn, look at God. You know what I'm saying? What Stacy says? Indeed. You get what I'm saying? Now, Wendy, Karen was dead ass right about what she said about you and you talking too much. And Wendy's excuse with, she was prepared. Her law team, her legal team was prepared with the question, all that. It does not matter. The way that you said it may not have been what it's like on paper. She said it's public information, but you saying it out of your own mouth and it being written are two different things. No shade. So, because what you have said out of your mouth, it may not have been exactly what's on paper right now. So, it may not think it may not go the way you think it's gonna go just off of what you just said. Karen was 100% right. I feel like the person who did this great was Erica. Erica didn't answer a motherfucking thing. Why you think Erica never spent no time behind bars? You know what she did? She shut the hell up. She didn't answer no questions. She didn't do no press about it. She just shut up. She did not say an iota of a word, and it's because she didn't want to go to jail. And I don't blame her because it's like these feds will watch these shows to try to get you caught up. So I wish Wendy had followed suit and did what Karen did and not answer any of Andy's questions. I wouldn't have answered shit. Talk about the day of the robbery, all of that. No, because they're going to use this as footage, as evidence. They're going to subpoena Bravo, and then they're going to be able to use this as evidence, and they're going to use your words against you. So I just kind of wish she just didn't say anything at all. Karen was so right about that. Okay, every time they asked Erica a question about it on Bravo, she was shush and hush about it. A lot of the girls even ended up turning on her because of that. If y'all don't know, there's a lady on Beverly Hills, her husband was getting in trouble for fraud and they were trying to implicate her, and she was trying her best to not be a part of it because she did not want any legal responsibility for that. And y'all, she is still dealing with it to this day. People are from his past are still trying to sue her and implicate her with it. So it's something that I kind of wish that Wendy would just take heed to it. Although it's coming from somebody you may not like at the moment, she's right. Okay. Now they ended off this whole situation with kind of Andy giving Wendy her flowers. I found that to be now. I told y'all he loves him some Wendy. She started crying because he does big her up. One thing about that Andy, he loves him some Wendy. Every 2 seconds, Wendy this, Wendy, 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 Wendy. Wendy can't do no wrong in his eyes. So she started crying. It was really sad to see that, to be honest. Eddie ended up coming out. I kind of wish that they brought Eddie out since everybody answering questions, Wendy. He might as well have said it. What happened to? You're not in court, Wendy. It's a reunion for a reality show. Anything legal ain't got shit to do with Bravo. And then they end off the episode with all of them saying what they expect. I mean, what they appreciated about the season and liked and blah blah blah, and they all cheers and stuff with champagne. Now next season, this is what I feel like should happen. Wendy, of course, should come back. Stacy, I feel as if Tia should come back. Gizelle, your position should be in heavy limbo because you bring nothing. You're like a producer. Gizelle really should be a producer if we're going to be honest. Like, if we're really going to be fair about people's positioning, Gizelle being a producer, it wouldn't be the worst thing that happened. Pure point blank. Ashley should be a friend of. Kay needs to be fired. I'm sorry. Angel needs to be fired. I'm sorry. And bring Karen back. And I feel like they should start it there and bring 2 new people and a new friend of, and also Sharice as a full-time friends of, not full-time. So that way we see that whole Ashley situation, but we see it in a limited role because once again, Ashley will be a friend of, Sharice will be a friend of. 2 new housewives, Karen, Wendy, Gizelle, Tia, Stacy, and then 2 new. That's why I feel like it should be. And two friends and a new friend of. So that's 3 new girls and 5 returning girls. That's what I feel like it should be like, or in order for the season to make sense. Because if they keep most of the same cast, next season's gonna be very redundant. Okay, let me know what y'all think. And I low-key want Angel to stay just for the chaos of it all. I feel like Angel learned her lesson. Like, I don't know, something about her is very funny to watch. And I don't be laughing at her. I'll be like laughing at her ignorance when it comes to being on a reality show. It just be so funny to watch. Anyways, let me know what y'all think down below, and we always